it's not right, keep doing it. Yes? You take a difference between those every time. Does that make sense? There's three techniques I want you to do: secant method, Newton method, and quadratic inverse interpolation method. There's, you can call those QII techniques. I'm gonna briefly talk about what it means. Okay, briefly talk what it means and why it works. So I'm going to show you why it works. Now here's the algorithm. There's the three algorithms. So I'm going to explain this, then we'll take a break and come back to talk about how it works and how to code this inside the function. The secant method you already know. Yes? Secant method you already know. I want you to think about x1, x2. It's just, for secant method you have that AB, yes? Does that make sense? You have the AB here. Now, I don't want you to make life more complicated. Xi, call it A, yes? Xi plus 1. If I go to 1, that means this is x1, this is x2, yes? And this is 3. So I want you to call this A, B, f of B minus f of A, B minus this guy, yes? Is that okay? Are we good? So the technique here for part 1, remember this the secant method from last time. If I give you A value, if I give you B value, yes, you can find C, which is B minus f of B times B minus A, yes, divided by f of B minus f of A. That's what this method is. Does that make sense? Are we okay here? So you still need 2 points to begin with, and this is the algorithm. I just wrote something like this. This is a general formation. You don't have to do this. Just call this C, B, and so on. Yes? Yes?
What does error return? Like what?
The error tells you when to stop. We talked about it last time. Use the same criteria. Because here's A, here's B. When you find C, what do you compare? Is AB is the right one to begin with?
No.
No. You hope that C is the right one. So what do you compare? You don't compare three of them. What do you compare? Yes, B and C. If B and C is not even close, so that means if the absolute value of B and C is still big, keep doing it. Because each time if you go to it, the more that you go into it, B and C is going to get closer and closer to the answer, and we'll get stuck. Yeah? So you take the difference between B and C. If the difference between B and C is still bigger than 10 to the minus 5, keep running. Are we okay? That's what error means. If the difference will be an error. Now Newton method. Notice how Newton method, how do you get to it? Just one. That means I don't have A, B, give me C. What do I have? Just A. If I have A, can I find B? Yes? Right? I have A, can I find B? I don't need A, B to find C. Yes? So this is A, f of A, f prime of A, give you B. If A and B is not right, change it and redo it again, yes? Remember we did that in the secant method? Right, secant method, you're passing along. Now the trade-off here, you don't need 2 points to begin with, but you need to do what to the function? Take a derivative. Are we clear? Now, yes.
So do you need to tell the program to take the derivative?
No, you don't need to do that. You need to take the derivative and dump into the program. If you write a code to find the derivative, you get a PhD. Am I right? I mean, you write, how complex is taking derivative in general function? Can you write a code to taking derivative of any function, you dump it to me? You get a PhD. You write computer code to do that, that's amazing. That's what Wolfram Alpha does. And actually probably take from multiple PhDs to come up with that algorithm. Does that make sense? So you can use Wolfram Alpha to take derivatives for you. I don't mind. Or do it by hand. I don't care. No different. I will show you how to do that in Wolfram Alpha. But you need to define that as a function, derivative function. So you have a function. I'm going to show you how to define a function. You can also define a derivative function. Is that okay? A quadratic inverse interpolation, how many points do you begin with?
3.
A, B, C, and then you find D. So then update A, B, C, find D. A, B, C, find D. A, B, C, find D. Is that okay? So what should you compare to stop? If you have, just think about this. Newton method, you find, when I start with A, I found B. If it's wrong, this is my A, this is my B, yes? And if it's wrong, this is my A, this is my B, yes? And if it's wrong, A, B. If it's wrong, and so on, yes? Secant method, you do A, B, you find C. If it's wrong, this is A, B, find C, yes? If it's wrong, A, B, find C. Keep doing that. Interpolation, just this. A, B, C, find D. If it's wrong, A, B, C, find my new D. And if it's wrong, A, B, C, find my new D, yes? If it's wrong, keep doing it, yes? You understand? Process is still the same way. Again, I'm going to show you. I want you to notice that the not that bad.
It's like a paragraph. Which is fun.
We used to words though.
Now, if you have issue putting this thing in together, you break into part 1, part 2, part 3. You evaluate part 1, part 2, part 3, add them up, call it my B. Yeah, this plus this plus this.
Probably isn't.
It's not.
It doesn't look bad.
xi is
Feel
A,
bad.
right? If you see I plus 1 is B, I plus 2 is C. Right? So here is your report is due November 11. Is a few days short of 4 weeks. So but I don't think you can do this very easily if I show you how to define a function in MATLAB. Shouldn't be too hard to do. We have to do in the beginning of class, that is on a Wednesday. Do in the beginning of class. I don't, you can turn in as many drafts you can. I won't answer anything before that Monday prior to that. The Monday in class is the last time I answer any question. Anything, any email, send it to me prior to class times. I answer. Anything else, I will not. Yes, sir.
So when it has the xi plus 2, and then the xi plus 1, and then xi at the very end of each like part, so what is that for? Is that like the
Time, you multiply.
You just multiply it? So
Yeah.
could you stick that on top?
You could.
Okay.
I just don't like to write that and then confuse.
Okay.
So you have a fraction times that, yes? I mean, it's the same thing if I write A over B, C. This is A times C over B, isn't it?
Yeah, I just wasn't sure if it was like the bottom part to the power.
Good
then.
question.
No, not the power. Just
Okay.
There's no power, no crazy power. That's the nice thing about this function. It's just function evaluation, adding, subtracting, multiplying. That's it. Is that okay? Good. You need to type all the work. Again, it's the same thing with the code at the end of your report. Don't do this. Just turn in the code. This is the last page. Whenever your code is the last page. The same thing, just typing all your report in the beginning instead of just right at the end like this. Yes? Type all your report, all the answers that you use. Keep track on how many times, different choice of A and B that you use will give you a different answer. Okay? If they give you a different answers, what A, B that you use, how many times it takes you to get the answer, you need still to do an operation count. Does that make sense? You still be able to work with a partner, or this time does somebody get done? You didn't do the work for the first project, you will get done. And now this is the time, if you do get done, now you can ask me where to download free math. What can I say about your first project? You didn't do it. Are we clear? I warned you from the beginning. Now save us some time not to ask me that question. You should have your first code already. All you need is begin with your first code and modify it. Your secant, start with your secant method. We're going to talk about how to do that today. Okay? We'll take a little bit of break and come back and write the first one. Okay?